Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully installed Laravel Breeze. I hope every concept is very much clear to you. Right now we can able to log in, but right now we don't have any data, right? If you go to that our user, into the user area, right now you can actually create one of the new register. But now before doing this, I want to seed some of the data. Seed means I want to insert some of the particular data in our database table by adding that seed functionality. I show you. For doing this, first of all, we have to do that is in our project. Into the project, my database related everything will be in our database folder, and that is our migration, which I have already discussed about that things with you. And then that is our seeder. So into the seeder area right now, by default, that is one of the seeder as a database seeder, and also there is some of the factory as a user factory. Okay, great. So now I want to create one of the new seeder. If you want to create this new seeder, we have to do in particular that position I want to create it. That will be the PHP artisan, and then make I want to create one of the seeder. Okay, I want to create one of the seeder, and I want to name that seeder name as a user. Okay, users table seeder. Okay, users table seeder. So now this type of one of the seeder I want to create. If you now click as a enter, now you can see one of the new seeder is successfully created into the database folder, seeder and user table seeder. Okay, now we have to go in particular this folder. Now you can see into the seeder, now that have the new seeder I have created as a user table seeder. So into the user table seeder area, here right now, first of all, I want to create as a multi-user authentication system. Like I want to create that user will be which one? If you go to that our migration, if you go to that our user, into the user here, I have already allocated that will be as a admin, agent, and then user. So first of all, I want to create this type of one of the things. Okay, here better right now I want to do. If you go to that our user table seeder, into the user table seeder area here, in particular this position we have to now create. Okay, so I want to use it as a DB, so that will be as a database table. Okay, here I want to assign that our table name will be which one? That is one of the query builder, so that is a DB table means in our which table I want to add it that things in our users table, right? So for the reasons here I copy that our user, and now in our users table area here I want to insert, right? I want to insert some of the data, so that will be as an insert. Great. So into the insert area here I want to insert particular 3 of this data. Better put some of the node that will be for the admin. Okay, I want to add some of the data for the admin first. So into the admin area here, if you want to add it, like here I want to take one part, so that will be our one part. In particular that area I want to take our field name as a name area. For the admin I want to assign some of the string value will be as a admin. Okay, when I seed it, then everything will be more clear to you. That is our first field name. And also here I have already made that our username will be as a nullable, and photo, phone, address is all the field is a nullable, right? Which is fine. Now I make that only a name will be as a admin, and also I want to assign another field. Okay, here I want to assign another field that will be as a username. Okay, username also I want to use another username that will be like as a admin. Okay, better I want to make it capital in a small letter as a admin. Great. Then I want to also assign another email, so that is our all the database table field. Okay, so that is actually our database table field. That means if you go, you can see that is our database table field. And in particular, this field area here, I want to assign some of the demo data. So that will be actually our demo data. So email I want to use one of the email like as admin@gmail.com. So that will be our email. Okay, email data. Great. And then I want to assign our another one as a password, and password will be obviously as a hash password, because here in Laravel when you create any password, when any password will be stored in our password field, I want to encrypt this password. So for the reasons here I want to create one of the hash password. If you want to add that hash, then we have to allocate that hash, HASH. Okay, hash. Create hash make. That means whatever the password right now I want to add, that will be make this hash password. Okay, so I want to do right now, I want to use like as a 111. Okay, so that will be actually our string value, and this value will be make it as a hash make. Okay, it will be make these things as a hash password, so that will be our password as a 111. Great. And also our another field, this all actually the nullable, that means if there have no data, it should be not display any error. Another field as a role and status, so both of this area I want to update that data. So our another field as a role. Okay, and role, for the role I want to assign our role will be as a admin. Okay, I want to assign that admin. Our role should be as a admin, and also status, so that is a status. Okay, that is a status. Make that sure our field name I have used it as a status, right? So that means that is will be our status field, and status field that will be rather than active, rather than inactive. So I want to better, by default that will be as a active. Okay, I want to assign that our value string value will be as a active. Okay, that will be as a active. Great. I hope it's very much clear to you. So that will be our admin, all the data here. That is all that our database table field name, and here I am to add in, that means I want to insert some of the demo data. So that will be actually all that our demo data. Great. Right now I want to take another one here. Better I copy it, and if you want to add another one, that will be another comma. Okay, make sure you add this comma and I paste it. So right now that will be for the another one. Okay, here I want to better put some of the note for you, then that will be helpful. Here I want to better make it as that will be as agent. Okay, that will be for the agent, and also better I copy it, and then I want to add another comma, and then that will be our another one, that will be for the user. So I want to now create 3 of this type of user. One will be as an admin user data I have already added. Now for the agent, I want to use like as that will be our name will be as an agent. That this type of one of the data it should be stored. Our username I want to make it as an agent. Okay, that will be as an agent. I want to make it as agent@gmail.com. Password will be the same. Role will be right now as an agent, and also I better make it as an active. Okay, great. And also for the user, okay, for the user I want to use it as a name as a user. Username will be as a user. Whatever the data actually you choose, right now for education purpose I'm using that same name. Later we will create some of the new user for the admin, agent, and then user. Is totally fine. Now there is a user make password. I have already make it as a 111, which is fine. Our role will be as a user, that will be also as a active. Great. And also we're trying to make it as a one of the comma. That's all. Okay, friend. Right now there is a one user for the admin, another user for the agent, another user for the user. Great. Okay, and here also 2 things now we have to add. First of all, I have used it on of the query builder, and into the query builder I have used the DB. So when you use that as a DB, make that sure you have to also use it. Okay, make that sure you use that DB. Okay, I simply support that DB, and also I have used that as a hash. If you want to also use that hash, we have to add it. You can also get that hash link if you go to that HTTP controller auth. They are also using that hash. If you go to the register user, into the register user, you can see that is one of the hash that will be comes from the illuminate support facet and then the hash. So better I copy it, and now in our user seed here I want to paste it. So now make that sure you load that hash, make that sure you load that DB. Okay, here I have already added 2 of this. Perfect. Now I want to click as a save all. So now it's getting some of the error. In which place actually it's getting that error here. Maybe you can see it's already becoming red. That means there should be some of the error. Now I want to do here, that should be one of the semicolon. Okay, if you use that semicolon, so that is the ratio. Okay, perfect. Now click as a save all. That is, now you can see now that is gone. Great. So make that sure there should be some of the comma. Here we successfully done our 3 of this user, and we successfully loaded both of this. Great. Now we have to work into the factory. If you go to that our user factory, that is one of the by default factory. Now from to this area I want to pass all that our data. That means if you want to actually add that multiple user data, then you can actually pass all that fake data from to this position. Better, I want to continue this process. In our next video, I want to add some of the fake data from to this area. So how to do this work, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.